Live look to Ottawa now. New COVID testing measures are in place, effective today. Travelers from China, Hong Kong, and Macau will need a negative test to enter Canada. The US, the UK, and several other countries have imposed similar testing rules despite protests from China. With more, I'm joined by our senior political correspondent, Mike Couteur. Mike, Canada's rules come into effect today as other countries look to follow suit, and the WHO is expressing concern about the data coming out of China. What's the latest?
Yeah, and it's interesting because you have member countries of the EU, officials from the European Union, suggesting to the 27 member states of the EU that they too take those similar measures that we're seeing from the number of countries that you were talking about, Marcia. Add Japan and Australia to that list, India as well. And all of this, as you mentioned, coming as the WHO is expressing that concern about the reliability of the data. Now, China and Chinese officials have continually said, no, we are in direct communication with the WHO, and we continue to provide the most up-to-date and transparent data possible. However, consider this for a second. On Wednesday, China reported one death, one COVID-19 death, and then 5 the previous day. That is, contrary to what a lot of people are saying that they are witnessing on the ground in China when you consider that ERs are overloaded and the number of different even anecdotes that they're hearing in terms of on the ground there. But the WHO continually saying yesterday, the emergencies director, Mike Ryan, saying that Chinese officials are underrepresenting the data that is coming out of that country. And they're concerned that the number of cases there are far more than we are hearing from Chinese officials. And that is why you're seeing a number of these other countries now looking towards possible travel, not restrictions, but certainly new rules following what we are seeing. So as you'd mentioned, Marcia, if you're traveling from mainland China, Hong Kong, or Macau, you will have to present a negative COVID-19 test before coming into Canada 48 hours prior to your flight. That has taken effect right now, and again, other countries possibly following suit very shortly.
And despite that, some infectious disease experts say pre-travel testing is not going to keep the virus or variants out of this country. The government has always said that they make decisions based on science. So are they listening to scientists now or not, Mike?
Yeah, it's unclear, right, Marcia? Because that's the question. We're hearing from a number of those infectious disease experts who are saying, look, no matter what you do in terms of the screening, it could already be coming in. Either you are not presenting symptoms and then you develop COVID-19 once you get here, so you would not have detected it in that 48-hour time period where you would present a negative COVID-19 test, or in that time in between. You could be getting on board that plane and you'll catch it from somebody else, or you will present symptoms, but that won't be caught once you come into the country. So there really is this sort of buttressing of ideas, one against the other. Really, will this do anything to it? Let's bring people back to November of 2001. Remember that variant was detected in Africa, and then Canadians and the Canadian government said they would put a mandatory quarantine on people who had already come into the country, 14 days, asking them to get a COVID-19 test as well. Well, that variant is now named Omicron, and now we know that in Canada it is the dominant strain. So that is one of the problems here. Is infectious disease experts say you can't keep a strain out of a country. You can try and keep an eye on it. You can try and make sure that you continue to monitor it, do the genomic sequencing. That is what we're seeing now with this new subvariant of Omicron, XBB.1.5. Public Health Agency of Canada says so far, as of January 4th, they've only detected about 21 cases of this Omicron subvariant. Keeping an eye on it. There's a lot of those more of those cases that we're seeing in the United States. However, Marcia, consider this. There are no restrictions on Americans or anybody traveling from the U.S. coming into Canada, but there are from China. So it's just interesting to see how, as you had said there, Canada says they rely on the scientists and the scientists' advice, yet at this point, it doesn't look like we're following the science when it comes to travel restrictions.
Mike Couture in Ottawa for us. Mike, thank you for that.